Hello everyone, it is pretty much the end of day one of the reading rush. I haven't really, actually honestly I slept most of the day. I did a lot of reading until like 4 o'clock this morning. I've already finished a book and a half, which I will share with you later, like at the official end of day one. I'm not going to do the video challenge for today. I tried doing the Instagram challenge, and of course I'm doing the reading challenges, but I am not going to be doing the video challenge because for some reason I can't view the video. So I know it's draw a character, but I'm not sure what time restrictions you're given on it or any other thing you're supposed to do. So I'm just not doing the video challenge. If tomorrow I can view the video, then I will of course do the challenge. But right now I'm heading to my brother's to take care of his animals, and hopefully I can do that before the storm kicks in. As you guys can tell, I was literally leaving my driveway when I turned the video on or started recording, whatever. And I'm already at my brother's. It's because he literally lives right next door. They've been in Texas for a week and a half now because their eldest son is graduating from his basic training in the Air Force. He's only going to be an engineer. He's not like, I don't think he's going to be flying any planes. I'm not really sure what all is included. I just heard he was an engineer. They haven't told me anything else other than that. But they should be back tomorrow morning, which means this is my last night to take care of the dogs and cats, but I still have to come over here tomorrow morning and take them out and get them fed and everything. I'm not going to record much of this, but I will give you guys a glimpse of the animals because they are so adorable. Kitties! Sophie, hello. How are you doing? Here's Sophie. She's very hard to see because she's so black and it's dark in this house. Focus. I'm not sure why it's not focusing. Diesel. Hi, Diesel. Here's Boots. Stop it. And here's Static. Okay, so I'm done taking care of the dogs. I'm on my way home now. And oh, I actually got some books in the mail today. Forgot about that. Have to check the mail. But anyways, you guys are probably wondering why I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, even if it is like pushed up to my elbows, during the middle of summer. And that's because the last couple days it's been like in the hundreds with humidity. It's record high for where I live. So I think like the highest I got was 105. So like no one was allowed outside. And then this like massive cold front came in, and now it's like perfect like light long sleeve shirt weather. So I'm taking advantage of it while I can. There was surprisingly a lot of mail in the mailbox. I am not exactly sure what all of that is, but the Amazon box is my books. Funnily enough, I always hated ordering books from Amazon, mainly because it's like I want to give money to booksellers, so I've always ordered from Books A Million. But since I'm like in between jobs right now, I'm kind of tight on money, so I've gone to buying books from Amazon. Just because I get free shipping and it's like maybe like $2 or $3 cheaper, but I'm saving $2 or $3 and it's worth it because that's food. Alright, I'm back home and I took off that long sleeve shirt because funnily enough I was cold outside, but as soon as I got inside I started getting really hot. So that doesn't make any sense at all, but hopefully I'll cool off later. Anyways, exact time is 7:58 p.m. and if Kai for some reason starts jumping on me, it's because I had to leave him here while I took care of my brother's animals, and he smells the cats and dogs on me and he's a little bit jealous. So anyways, before I get to my reading update, I'm going to do that unboxing that I promised. I ordered all of these books a few days ago with no real intention of actually reading them during the readathon, even though I knew they were going to get here in time. and I could read all of these for the readathon, I think. Like, I think pretty much all of them go to fulfilling one challenge or another. I am so bad at cutting boxes. And I'll show you a couple of books I got from Amazon previous to these. I was gonna do a, what are they called? Book haul. I haven't done a book haul in so long, I forgot what they're called. But I thought about doing a book haul, but I was like, these books are coming during booktube-a-thon. I can just show them in this video instead of doing a long book haul where I just pants it, basically, because I know very little about all of these books. I just know that a couple of these books I bought solely because I like the authors. So, yeah. I don't know much about the books at all, other than the fact that these first two books are both sci-fi, I believe, which are Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. If you guys have been watching my wrap-ups, you know that I just read the Steelheart trilogy, and I really enjoyed everything about those books. I can't remember the ratings I gave them, but I think all of them pretty much got like a 4 or 5 stars. I mean, and yeah, I'm pretty sure 2 of them got 4 stars and 1 got 5 stars. And I'm not one of those people that like hand out 4 and 5 stars like on whims. I have a lot of books that get 3 and 2 stars, and I only have like I think 9 books on Goodreads that I've actually rated 1 star. And that's mainly because I feel like any book written doesn't deserve a 1 star. Just like I don't believe books live up, not live up to the hype, but live up to my expectations enough to get a 5 stars. Even though there's, unsurprisingly, like a lot of 5 stars on my Goodreads, mainly because of Rick Riordan's books and J.K. Rowling's books, let's be honest. But anyways, Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I love his previous series. Don't know much about this other than it's like a, it takes place in an academy with, what would you call an academy of people who want to be spaceship or pilots? Flight school. It's called Flight School, apparently. So I've been wanting to read more, is it science fiction even? I'm gonna say this is science fiction. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyways, I've been wanting to read a lot more science fiction since I read Ready Player One, and I love Brandon Sanderson's previous trilogy, so why not? His other series, the ones that are more fantasy, but also they seem like historical fantasy to me. If they're not, feel free to let me know. But they seem like historical fantasy, and I'm not into that yet. I'm not saying I won't read books like that eventually, but at the moment, I'm not a really big historical reader. So I'm sticking to more modern books right now. But like I said, if those aren't actually historical, let me know, because I'm just going that solely based off the cover and the way some of the summaries sound. The second book I got was Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and J. Kristoff. I absolutely love the Illuminae trilogy. I haven't read the last book, Obsidio. That's mainly because I don't want it to end, and I will probably set aside time to reread the first 2 books before I jump into Obsidio. So I'm planning on reading it this year. And after I finish, I can jump into Aurora Rising, which I think is going to be another trilogy by them. I don't know, but I do love these authors so much, and I can't wait to jump into another one of their books. Plural, because there's gonna be more than one. And if I seem jittery right now or excitable, it's mainly because I haven't taken my anxiety medicine, and usually I don't feel anxiety right now, but usually it calms me down while also curbing my anxiety. So usually when I don't take it, I'm rocking back and forth and constantly moving some part of my body, which aggravates my mom to no end. But I didn't really feel like taking it today because I didn't feel like I needed it. I may take it later because I have a little bit too much energy. Anyways, to the unboxing. I probably shouldn't have thrown that up in the air. Speaking of which, the Instagram challenge was to have a flying book in the picture, and please let me know how to do that. I've asked on Instagram, but no one's responded yet, and I don't know how to make a freaking book fly. I threw the book and try to take pictures, like one of those little, the ones where they take like 6 or 7 pictures in a millisecond or something on my phone, and it was all a blur. I tried taking it at normal speed, also still a blur. I don't know how to do it. But anyways, onto the books. Let's see. This first one I got was Red, White, and Royal Blue, and this is actually a surprisingly thick paperback book. I couldn't actually find this on hardcover. I don't know if they make it in hardcover. But But this is by Cassie McQueston. I'm pretty sure I said her name wrong. Anyways, this book I know is an LGBTQ novel. It's about the president's son and the Prince of England, I believe, having to pretend to be friends, and because of some kind of like big scandalous thing they did. And I think it turns into a romance from there. If it does, I will be super, super happy. All of these books are LGBTQ books. I mean, I don't know about Skyward and Aurora Rising. If they turn into LGBTQ books, I will be ecstatic. But these 3 books that I got in the mail today are definitely. The next book I purchased, I wasn't like 100% sure I wanted to get it, and that is I Wish You All the Best by Mason Dever. How do you say his name? Point is, this is one of those LGBTQ novels that I wasn't sure I was going to like. I don't know why. It was just something about it. I think the cover threw me off more than anything. For a book cover, it's almost too realistic of a face. It's like you have this that is like a 3D rendering. You have this that is almost too dark to count as an actual human face. And then you have Red, White, and Royal that literally have like these cartoonish faces. But this is like, what are those where they take a real human face and they try to animate it by still keeping it realistic? That's what this looks like, and I don't really care for it. And I think that's what threw me off the book to begin with. Oh, I've only read like half the first paragraph of this summary, and it's already a lot darker than I thought. The main character, Ben, tells his parents that he's gay, and they end up kicking him out of the house, and he has to go live with his sister and her husband. Oh, goodness. I hate therapists. It looks like he's gonna have to go to a therapist. I hate therapists. Not because I don't think that their work is very much needed and everything, but I have had several people recommend that I talk to a therapist, and it's like, if I knew what my problem was, I would talk to a therapist, but I don't know what's causing me all the anxiety. I mean, I know a part of it, but if it was something that I could change, I wouldn't need to talk to a therapist. I could just change it. But it's nothing I can change. And he meets this Nathan boy who's funny and charismatic student, decides to take Ben under his wing. And as their friendship grows, their feelings begin to change. And what starts as a disaster turn of events looks like it might just be the chance of a happy new life. I feel like that was kind of cringy, me reading that last part of the summary. Moving on. We Contain Multitudes, and by Sarah Renstra. I don't know how to say her name either. I don't know how to say anybody's name anymore. This book, I completely forgot what it's about. I know that when I first heard about the book, it was one of my most, and it became one of my most anticipated books of the year. Same with actually Red, White, and Royal Blue. Both these books were my most anticipated books of the year, along with Aurora Rising. I didn't really film a video for that because I can't do the whole, stick a book cover in the video. I don't have the right editing software to do that. And the most editing softwares cost money, and I'm not going to put any more money into YouTube when I'm not getting paid to do YouTube. So, can you really blame me on that? Now, the only real thing I know about this book, I have not read the summary. I've just read like a few little snippets that, like blurbs of the book. And all I really know about it is the fact that these 2 boys, our main characters, start a pen pal relationship because of a school assignment. And their relationship and the romance just built from that. Come here, baby. Come here, I'm gonna put you in a box. Here's Kai, everybody. Isn't he just the cutest little pupper? Yes, you are. Mommy loves you. He's so cute. And he was whining, wanting attention, and now he doesn't want to have anything to do with me. But moving on to my reading progress so far today. I may give you guys another update later on, but I doubt I will, so I'm just going to talk about everything here. So far, I have started and finished Scarlett Epson Hates It Here by Anna Breshaw. That's how I'm going to say her name. This book got a 2 out of 5 stars. But first, let's start off with what this book went to, what challenge. This was the book that it was going to be like read a book with 5 words in the title or more. And it also became the book to complete the challenge of reading a book in the same spot the entire time. 240 pages. I read this, I think, within like 4 hours from like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. I believe, because I was reading Harry Potter fan fiction before, before I actually started reading for the readathon. So, does that count as reading for the readathon? I wish it did. But anyways, this is 280 pages of headache. That's a good way of putting it. I'm not going to go into great detail about this book, but my main problems with this book lies in the main character. Case in point, I do love the fact that all the characters in this are flawed. None of them are inherently good. There's just something to dislike and like about all of the characters, except the main character, who has a very, I would consider it a bad drinking problem for her age. All the adults, especially the parents, are horrible because they just watch it happen. They encourage it even. And it's like, what the heck is wrong with you people? And then there's also drug use in this book. I'm not going to say that it was the main character. I'm not going to say, well, let me put it this way. I'm not going to say the main character didn't do drugs at one point in time. But I will say the drug use as a whole is not the main character actually using. There was also way too many pop culture references in this book to be enjoyable. It's like, it felt like at one point it was every other paragraph was a pop culture reference, and I was so sick and tired of all these pop culture references. Some of them I didn't even understand or get. They were like way before my generation. Or at least I think they were. I probably should have looked them up. All I know is I didn't understand them, so I just wrote them off as happening before I was born. I also hated the fact that the main character never actually seemed to grow. It's like she could have taken like several opportunities to understand people and talk to people and not act like the world was against her, like, you know, like a typical teenager. So I will say, very typical teenager-esque character. But there was so many other things she could have done and said, and ways she could have acted that wouldn't have made her such a horrible character. It wouldn't have made her such a dislikable character. And it also wouldn't have made you feel sorry for the popular girls that were basically bullying her, or at least you heard about them bullying her in the beginning of the book. You never actually saw like a massive amount of bullying. I mean, a little name calling here and there, but nothing that actually I think would constitute as bullying. The second book that I have started goes to the challenge of reading a debut novel. So, you know, a author's first book, and I picked up Struck by Jennifer Bosworth. And so far this is split into 4 parts, which I didn't know about. So I'm almost done with part 1. I have this much left of part 1, so not very much at all. Like 2 chapters, actually. So I'm 132 pages in, and so far, I mean, it's a decent book. I mean, there's a lot more Bible references. Actually, that's not a good way of putting that. The Bible is more integrated into this book than I ever would have expected, and I'm not actually mad about that at all. I mean, the way everything blends together is so seamless, and a lot of this stuff, it's like I didn't know about some of it previously. So I mean, I'm getting, like, my mom is like telling me what's true and false, if that is indeed something that's in the Bible. So it's not like I'm taking all of this in blind. I am actually talking to my mom about it, and I'm almost afraid to look up stuff online, but if she doesn't know something, I will look it up online just to see. But while I couldn't really tell you what Scarlett Epson Hates It Here is about, because that would be spoiling the heck out of all of you, because it's such a short book. I mean, I believe talking about the drugs and alcohol, if that's something you don't want to deal with in a book, it's something you shouldn't read. Struck, our main character is actually kind of like a human lightning rod. She's constantly being struck by lightning, and that's caused a bunch of, I can't remember what the marks are called, that lightning leaves on your skin, like these scars that actually look like lightning on you. Her body is covered in those, except for her face. And when I went into this book, that was the only thing I was really expecting. I expected this girl to be like chasing storms. I think when I was actually going over my TBR, I described this book as like the main character was like a storm chaser. And that's actually the opposite. She's kind of trying to avoid storms at all costs, because our Our main character used to live in Arizona, but she moved to Los Angeles after an incident that has to do with lightning. And then after that, she leads a pretty normal life until a storm happens and it strikes a fault line in downtown Los Angeles and completely devastates the city. Now, thousands of people are dead and homeless, and these two warring cults have come into power. That's the best way I can describe it. The Church of Light has really been coming into power. They're all over the TV, they're all over the schools and everything, and they're just trying to get as many people on their side as possible. And the prophet that is in charge of the Church of Light has been predicting all of the natural disasters that have been happening. So of course people are going to follow him because he's been right about everything up until this point. But then we have another group that is called the Circle of Seekers, and honestly we don't know much about them. They are trying to find people like our main character here that has like some kind of spark or power that makes them different than everybody else. And there's also a few people that are there's very few people that can actually be part of the Circle of Seekers. Her brother is one of them. And that's not much of a spoiler for this book. I mean, you literally learn about it in like the first few chapters. But this book is turning out to be a lot more than I expected. I am not going to say that it's going to be like a 5 out of 5 stars, my favorite book of the year kind of thing. But I think so far, just being like a fourth of the way through the book, it is going to be like at least a 3 stars or higher. But that's pretty much everything that I needed to talk about today. Let me know in the comments below how your guys' first day of the readathon has gone so far. Mine has gone pretty slow. I did most of my reading last night. Like as soon as it hit midnight, that's when I started reading. So like all of this reading, except for like the last probably 100 pages of this, I've read like in daylight hours. Let me know how your reading has gone so far today. What books you're reading, what challenges you've completed. Are you guys using the Reading Rush website? I will leave it linked in the description box below. And just in case y'all didn't know about the Reading Rush website, it's actually pretty awesome. And I've already gotten myself a couple of badges, which I'm so happy about. I have to say, there's nothing more addicting than having like some kind of website or game or something of that nature that actually makes you like collect badges or trophies. And is it just me? Because that's probably why I actually 100% did Spider-Man, because of all the, you know, it's just that thing with the OCD. It's like you gotta 100% it or it's not actually finished. I'm gonna go take my anxiety medicine now and hopefully calm down and edit this video and get it up to you guys tonight. Fingers crossed that happens. It's been storming and the internet is kind of jank right now. I do plan on vlogging every day this week. Even if like nothing happens during the day, I want to vlog at least a little bit with my reading updates. So you guys may be getting like 20-minute long videos like this one's sure to be, or you may be getting like a video that's only like 2 minutes long at most. And fingers crossed I'm actually able to view the challenges tomorrow. That'd be nice because I love doing the video challenges. But with that, I would have Kai wave to you guys bye, but he's kind of ignoring me right now, so we're just gonna do my regular outro. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!